one other thing we didn't get to in our debate, because I have the Lakers in 6, you have the Nuggets in 6. I talked about the Lakers defense. This is a bad matchup for them. It's a bad matchup for the Nuggets with what the Lakers do. They're not good enough defensively to shut down. This will be a LeBron James series, 100%. The other thing is that I don't care what kind of team you are. When you are the number 1 seed and you are looking at a 7 seed, even though it's the Lakers and it's LeBron and AD, mentally you are saying, we just have to take care of business.
Well, that should be your attitude in general.
But this should be, hey, they're just as desperate. We have to be just as desperate as they are. They have not seen this new look Laker team. The last time they played was January, when Russell Westbrook was still playing minutes, and I think Rambis was coming off the bench. It was early January. It wasn't even the midway point of the season. The Nuggets won that game to go to 27-13. So you're not even the midway point of the season.
Really good scheduling by the NBA.
That's the last time they have seen them. They've not seen this team up close, and they split the series already. That's part of what I get. Where
what's great is they can watch tape, though.
It is, but you can watch. It doesn't do the same. You can watch tape. That's great, right? And I'm not saying they're not going to practice, but it's a different thing when you see a new team up close. Okay, boy, we really struggled, and all they got to do, the Lakers, is take one of the first 2, and that's all it is. And it's probably going to be game 1, and suddenly they're going to seize control of the series, and they get back to L.A., and it's going to be much more difficult because you don't have the bench players to be able to come through on the road, which you're going to need a little bit of that. So the Lakers, all they got to do is take one of the first 2 games. That's it, man. It's going to be the same thing as the series with the Warriors. They'll take one of the first 2, they'll win the next 2 in L.A., they'll lose game 5 in Denver, and there'll be a story about the Lakers should sit those guys and not come back, and then they'll go back to game 6 at Crypt and win. I mean, they have not. It's a big thing when a team changes so much and you haven't seen them up close. It's a big deal.
And that's why you have scouts. And that's why you have tape.
Yes, but you're not on the court. But you're not on the court playing. It's a thing.
But I mean, you're suddenly elevating Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and these guys to some godlike status.
Austin Reeves is deadly from the half court now.
Have you not seen Wani Locker?
I remember because I was here. You were looking at Jerome in his mirror.
Have you not seen Lonnie Walker in the fourth quarter of games? It's the same thing as, boy, yes, we know we have to double Randy Moss. Wow, we will double Randy. Wow, the guy's faster and more athletic and better than we even can see on tape. I can't believe that. Teams watch.
I get it. But the point is that these guys have had a fantastic run, and I take nothing from it. But you're assuming that all the past results against other opponents automatically transferred to the Denver Nuggets, that they're going to suddenly be overwhelmed. They were number 1 seed for a reason. We talked about it a lot as we finished the regular season, got into the playoffs. Don't know what to expect. We haven't seen this iteration. Well, now we have. Right, because we hadn't seen this iteration of these guys for a while. So what's to say they're not ready for the battle? Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon's been given him big minutes. KCP, he's not going to cry because he's playing the Lakers.
He might.
Oh, I used to be a Laker. I really wish I was with those guys. No, he's going out there saying, blank that. They got rid of me. There's that level, too. And Michael Malone's no slouch.
Oh, don't sell him short.
We can't call him Mike.
He's a tremendous slouch. Don't sell him short.
I kept telling Hollins because he kept saying, and Mike Malone. I'm like, see, you can call him Mike.
No, I can't. No,
he'd come jumping through the microphone.
Not even Hollins can call him Mike
No,
Malone.
he did, though.
No, I can't do it.
I don't know that he's gotten any tersely worded letters about it
There
yet.
could be a lawsuit coming on that when you do that. He's
Either
not
way,
happy.
When we talk about depth, when we talk about starting fives, certainly I think it matches up well. Now, the defensive part is again, where I'm curious for Denver how they approach when you're looking at Anthony Davis and an active Anthony Davis, because you've got Jokic who can pull him out and maybe, as he's got a guard towards the 3-point line. That's the beauty of Anthony Davis having some range as well, that he can pull Jokic out, and you have to change up your defensive looks. And if they're aggressive early and LeBron can draw a key foul or 2 on the starters, well then, yeah, now it becomes a curiosity. But it's playoff basketball. If we get a game officiated, like I said, first half of Game 6, there's going to be a lot of complaining because they're not calling the touch fouls. They're allowing some contact to go on. If the whistles are quick, well, now things can get out of sorts really fast. But the secondary players, I like them. I don't love them, but I like them. And that's where you can get to a matchup by game standoff is, I guess, the point I'm getting to.
Tonight's show brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. So there we go. There's our picks for the Western Conference Finals.
KCP.
On either side.
Wish you weren't such a hater, Mike.
But...
yeah, because I did nothing but denigrate anybody's history and legacy.
Frostberg hates me for picking the Lakers. She thinks I'm a curse. Hates you for picking the
can't
Nuggets.
lose.
I don't understand.
No. Now he can't lose. He's picked the best position to
I'm
sit
like
on.
Rocky.
I hate you both.
Can't lose.
You can't win.
Hey, speaking of losing, let's talk about Joel Embiid.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Mets.
No, stop. Come on.
Knicks?
About the Knicks?
The Mets.
We did go an hour without
terrible.
Knicks talk.
You can't win!
Mike, speaking of the Knicks,
Yeah.
I've been looking all over the guide for the TV all night. I can't find the Knicks game, guys.
There will be a Summer League game middle of July in Vegas.
Hey, how about both you guys? Stick it. How about that? Huh?
You can't win!
Hey, Jason, hold my mirror.
Jerome! The Sixers lose. We talked about the Doc Rivers aspect of losing in 7 games to the Celtics yesterday. And James Harden's going to get a lot of the attention because he's probably going to be off the team. He already gave a very lukewarm
he hates Doc.
support for Doc. When we was asked yesterday, how's he goes, yeah, Doc and I are okay. James Harden is not the same guy. Clearly, he wants to leave. He's going to be an ex-member of the 76ers, right? But James Harden is not the player that he used to be. Once in a while, he can give you a great game, but he's not the player he used to be. No, the guy that needs to start owning this is Embiid, because this is a guy, I'm the MVP, he's the MVP, and he was awful throughout the entire playoffs. The entire playoffs. He scored 9 less points a game in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. That's one of the biggest statistical anomalies you can find. You don't see a difference like that ever. He was terrible. In the big games, he was a no-show. They actually won a big game without him. And Joel Embiid is walking around like, hey, what do you want us to do? Listen to him yesterday talk about what the team needs going forward following their elimination.
You can't win alone. I can't win alone. Me and James, we just can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5. So, we just need everybody to just, try to keep finding ways to get better, and, we'll be fine.
Now, I will say that was part of a longer
It's a much longer story.
in which he talked about everybody needing to step up, which I get.
I got to be better.
Right,
I will be better. He did own it. Yeah.
Right, he did own that part. But then to say James and I can't do it ourselves, it's like, dude, you're the MVP. You were terrible. Dude, when you say I can't do it myself, is if you're coming off a series where you're averaging 33, 14, and 7. Hey, I can't do it myself. Hey, we all need to be better.
He had a good 4-game stretch.
Awful. He was awful in the playoffs and was a no-show in game. And don't give me, he's dinged up. He's just, he's playing.
No, but that's the thing. He's playing. Just like with Devin Booker in the series when the Suns got bounced and people started, and even in the postgame, Monty Williams, well, I'm not an excuse-making guy, but, Devin with this and this, is like, he played. He played a lot of minutes. You could say he played too many minutes over a longer period of time, so it's your fault. See, I keep going back to Into the Woods. It was your fault, but Monty Williams isn't going to be there to make that decision anymore, and Devin Booker's not going to show up to talk to any media. But same thing here. You're on the court. And there may be myriad injuries. You're a big guy. You missed game 1. Came back game 2, scored 15 points. 4 games, go 30, 34, 38. I'm sorry, 33 and 26. And then a dismal effort in a closeout game. That you got to wear that. It's 5 of 18. He didn't show up in that game. He and James Harden were absolutely brutal in that closeout game, and Boston walks to the next round.
If Embiid had the type of series where there were a lot of ups and downs, there was a difference in the lineup, there was anything, I could say, well, all right, the Sixers really fun. But the Sixers were good enough to get up big. They were good enough to get up 3-2. Embiid was not. You're the MVP, right? And you have no problem talking about being the MVP. The Sixers have no problem talking about how Joel Embiid's the MVP. And the MVP was awful throughout the playoffs. he was bad. There was no time where I could say, boy, look at Embiid validating winning the MVP. He's bad, but he's getting no sense of blame for this and criticism, and he should, because if LeBron had a playoff where he was scoring 15 points in closeout games, oh my God, the guy's done. If Giannis had a series like that, the guy is done. If Jokic had a series like that, Tatum, the guy is done. But Embiid is like, oh, hey, and then to not really take the ownership you should, this is where, hey, I feel like I let the team down because I need to be better. I get the whole, hey, I get all of us need to be better, and I get what he's trying to do, but I would have told him, dude, you sucked. You were awful. You got to say, this is on me, right? You're a superstar. You won the MVP. You're not going to worry about not getting paid. You got to say, this is on me. I can't have this happen. I got to make sure I'm in the lineup. I got to make sure I'm doing better. I can't have a game where I'm on the court and I'm scoring 15 points. And then sure as hell don't tell me after the game, oh, we can't do it. Don't say I can't do anything myself.
But see, that's the thing. It's like he had it right, and then he kept talking. And I think he realized that he'd put it all on himself. It's like, well, no, I was out there. Because remember, as he came back post-game one, what was the story that started the leak? Oh, he was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. But here he is. Look, he's battling through. Okay, once you're back on the court, that's it. And especially once you start stringing games together. Reasons versus excuses and all of those kind of things. And you're never 100%. Like, nobody's 100% at this time of year. Except a guy like Lonnie Walker IV, who hadn't gotten a lot of minutes. And so he was fresh and ready to go with Kim K and everybody in attendance. But you have the idea of your first statement, I need to be better, and I will be. Cool. Period. Done. Mm-hmm. That's Joel Embiid owns it. Right? Giannis can get away with it because even in the postscript of him starting to go at that reporter, calling out Budenholzer for things they didn't do with Holiday, defensively, matchups, all of those things. What came out of it? Oh, look at this inspirational, proper speech of how you should look at sport. And was like, no, you failed. You were number 1 seed all season long. And you go and you lose to a team that fought to get in, that lost their first play-in game. And they came in, and not only did they beat you, they buried you. It was a failure. But what happens? Because everybody likes Giannis, he got the kid glove. He showed you who he was. Mm-hmm. Telling you all along, he's bitter and he's angry about what was going on there. But it's no happy-go-lucky Giannis. He couldn't possibly do that. So when he started going at the report, I'm like, yes, yes, let it out, let it flow through you. But for Joel Embiid, same thing. You started to, and then you backpedal and said, you know what? It's just me and him. Like, how do you think Maxey feels? He had a horribly uneven series as well, but he's there. He's your third guy, right? A lot of expectations for him going forward, unless you know this is all getting blown up and you're going to be the last man standing as Doc gets ushered out and everybody else leaves the room too.